Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the official ARK Podcast number 195. My name is Mistletoad, and I'm here with the core team. Your host for tonight, as always, the one and only Atlas. The floor is yours, sir.
Thank you for the introduction, Mr. Mistletoad. And folks, welcome back to another edition of the ARK Daily Podcast. This is a special one. This is May 14th, Mother's Day. Hope everyone called their mothers, got them some gifts. I know a couple of you got some ARK for your mothers. I want to congratulate you for a fantastic gift. Taking care of mom and showing the love is very important. Let's take a look here. Let's see what's going on the ARK on Mother's Day, folks. Today's also very important, as Sundays are the day that the Crypto Badgers are here as the residents of the Sundays, sharing with us their amazing week in review videos on ARK. So looking forward to that for the All Aboard session, folks.
All aboard!
Always exciting, always fun. Let's bring up our stats. There we go, folks. Total vault accounts, 5,192. We're still going up a bit slower than usual. Liquidity, hold on a second, 916. Let me confirm that. I think we're actually supposed to be a bit higher on that. There we go. No, yeah, 916,066 BUSD. IOC reserves lower, and we're also seeing our ARK price lower at $5.58. This is really the first time this has happened, folks, since the launch of ARK that we've gone back to this level. And it's no secret, we understand that the intelligent liquidity controller is dynamic. We've enjoyed a fantastic price range on an average of 571, 72 with upper band ranges and lower band ranges from that price, generally always staying balanced. We're going to talk a bit about that today here. I'll let Brett Norton, bring his point of view on that as well, as we want to address it. We're very transparent here, and we understand, we're seeing that there's definitely quite a lot of sells happening in the system instead of buys. We've looked at quite a lot of wallets. We're seeing some investors go and ape into some pretty weird S coins and Pepes, and it's kind of shocking. And we can understand, as pretty much every investor in ARK has done extremely well for themselves, folks. And shout out to everyone, especially our early investors, have had a massive win in the bear. They're in huge profits. And we can understand, without a doubt, that when there's always more money tomorrow and the day after, because the printers here at ARK do not stop. They are unstoppable, folks. We understand there's always the temptation to go out there, speculate, and degen, or whatever people want to call it. The fact of the matter is, just like anything else, is it a token or ROI DApp, if there are more sellers than buyers on a continuous basis, we understand that the ILC has to protect liquidity, and it has to let that be shown in the chart through its buys, through its sells. So we're seeing here a deviation from the nice, comfortable, smooth sailing that we've been having since we're really seeing a slowdown happen in the ARK buys. So this is really coming down to the great work we're doing here, the revenue that's going to be generated through our on-off ramps. We're planning a tour. We're also working to bring to ARK so much more utility, the privacy token, our DVPN. We're, as a team, very calm, cool, very collected. We understand the long game here at ARK. We know that's where the real gains are. However, we cannot control the strategy that most people want to play. And if that's to the downside, my friends, understand that the balancing act here of the ILC, it's not magic. It's math, it's buys, it sells, and we will reach again our nice dynamic range, whether it's at 571, 572, higher or lower, once the buys and sells even out. So the destiny of the ARK price is in the hands of its investors. No one else can influence that part. So we want to be very, very clear with you on that. And it is fair. It is transparent. We as a team have been very, very conservative. I can tell you personally from my end, I've never sold a single ARK token. And I believe in this project. The team has made the first priority the safety and also the success of every investor here. And we're extremely, extremely proud of the work that we've done, folks. But this is a system that it's, again, up to the investors, the success, up to the community success. And we've had amazing, amazing content. We're going to continue on our path. And we know that there's a second wave as we roll out the Zoom presentations, the multi-level marketing, the products that are coming in to buy back ArkFi and also bring revenue to the legacy NFT holders. So I'm going to go ahead and turn it over to Brett, get his point of view. He did a really good comment here today because the past couple of days, people have been just moping around. ILC, what's going on with the ILC? Well, my friend, it's really simple. If you don't buy, it's going to go down. It's just doing what it's meant to do. We don't create miracles. We don't inflate. We work really hard. We build. But it's up to the community. It's up to everyone to rally. And there has to be a balance, which we've enjoyed for an extremely long amount of time. And there's going to be people that will see, the price fluctuation, and they'll see it as an amazing opportunity to come and ape in as we go around. To continue to that, before we turn over to Brett, 644.53 ARK. Today we'll find our 154th Spark Prize winner, which all of you a lot of luck. And of course, we already know who our 10% of the Spark Reward MVP is. Shout out for earning that big reward. Let's turn it over to you, Mr. Brett.
Hey, Alice, how you doing?
Fantastic. Happy Mother's Day.
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah, we're just got the family coming over and gonna have some lunch and hang out by the pool a little bit later. So it's gonna be a nice Mother's Day, and happy Mother's Day to all the mothers that are out there in the ARK family. And it's it's a great day. We finally saw kind of the lower threshold, break in the ARK. It's interesting. You mentioned you getting DMs and everybody's the ILC is going and creating a little bit of this mini run scenario, and sentiment sell and sentiment carries across me in the same way. Well, it's a self-fulfilling prophecy, right?
You're just breaking up a little bit there. It's kind of hard to hear, but we're kind of getting the gist of it.
Okay. Is that a little better?
That is better, yes.
Okay. Yeah, it's just, if there's a sentiment that in the community that the ILC's, tipping to the downside and people want to group up and sell in that way, well, it's a self-fulfilling prophecy. So, the ILC protect itself, as you mentioned, and if there's more sells than there are buys, then at some point the ILC will drop the price. And so that's what we're seeing play out now. So yeah, you're right. It's not rocket science, Atlas. It's just supply and demand dynamics that are playing out, just like, other tokens. do reserves, but at some point that we, all that's depleted at a rate and the algorithm's written. So we'll see it translate into a lower price. So that's where we are right now. And as you mentioned, with these utilities rolling out, us going back on the AMA tours, doing the Zoom call presentations, this can easily get bought back up by additional investors coming in. Also, utilities back out. So a very long time horizon. This is if anything, maybe a blessing to some people that want to come in. We understand that there might be some concern, right? The people that have been other protocols and the cycles gone through, but to me, this
you're cutting out pretty bad there, Brett. You're a big time matrix.
Sorry,
but we get every other word in it. Don't worry, it's completely fine. I think most people really understand what's going on, and it's plain to see, and there is really no need to panic. And it's just been a couple of days of narrative. We've seen a lot of the wallets in our study saying, man, some of these folks are just degenning, and hey, everyone has a right to go and do as they wish. We are building here. We're adding utility. We're giving folks a reason to really have different sets of investments and different yields of return, different opportunity. You want a token that can really go to the moon. We say that, our, privacy network, our ZK Snarks on EVM is going to go galactic. I mean, that is a product that is going to really set the tone. Our Zoom, our whole way of recruiting folks from the real world. We understand the play. We understand what we're doing. However, we also understand that, there's a lot of investors that are looking for that quick right now. They have no patience and they want to go degen. Well, my friend, go right ahead. There's people that are playing here the long game and are finding true value. They believe in this team, the capabilities, what we've been able to achieve, and we know exactly what's coming. So from our part, advisors, we've, I think, been extremely caring and have delivered on everything that we said we would do. We're sticking to our roadmap, and we understand that there's always variables. And just like this is happening right now to the downside, when we have a lot of unbalanced buy pressure, we're moving up to the upside. So a lot of, I think, great things in the cards here for the future of ARK. Is there anyone who has a question or a comment regarding that? We've been a little bogged down the past couple of days with all this fear that's going around from people, and we want to address it. We've been telling everybody, hey, it's doing exactly what it's supposed to do. But I'd love to hear from anyone here who would like a further explanation or has any issue whatsoever. This is why we're here every single day for you guys. Go ahead.
And Alice, I moved, so I think my signal's a lot better right now. So.
Yes, sir. Okay, please continue. You sound great.
Oh, no worries. Yeah, I walked further out. But yeah, I think you're spot on. I mean, I haven't seen a roadmap from a project like this, and we pushed the project roadmap out there, and as we've talked about, everybody's like, when utility, and I think we're delivering on that promise. But now we're seeing sell pressure come, so it's an interesting dynamic. Meme coins are pumping, utility projects are selling under pressure a little. So, I see a lot of those DMs, when this, when that, and it's like, well, I can tell you right now that the market doesn't care. So until people start caring and want to embrace utility and a real long-term vision, I think from a team that's delivered a lot of high-quality products in the past already. And keep in mind, we're a very, very young project in that terms. So I think a rallying cry around, we want to see this, and we believe that utility is going to lead the next bull run. If that's true, then we should be seeing a lot of buying going on right now. So we can easily fill that back up. And I think us going out and communicating that message and getting investors that have that same mindset and are prepared for a long-term run and see an opportunity, this privacy network around privacy utilities and products, that's going to end up translating into a lot of new interest, as well as the legacy NFT. We know that's a DeFi yield NFT. Haven't seen much like it or anything like it in terms of products that are actually organically grown, built, and marketed through the same project. We've seen other kind of DeFi yield NFTs that utilize other yield projects or other trading bots, things like that. And those are just like another layer on top of another project. They aren't building those yield products themselves. So yeah, we have a lot to be proud of, and I think we have a big future. We're very early stage, less than 6,000 wallets in the system. And we've talked about that before, that even at 100,000 wallets, we haven't really reached the level of the scale that we envision for this thing in 2 to 3 years. So very early days. Most people have a very small, 1%, 2%, 3% towards their max payout at this point. So yeah, it took me a little bit by surprise, the level of questions that we're getting, both about the ILC, both about the, sort of the short-term, panic that seems to be setting in when the ILC goes down. Just doesn't show that we've either done a bad job of educating or just people aren't paying attention. So we're going to do our job on our side to communicate effectively and start spreading the message more and more. And we appreciate all the content creators that have done the same. And I think this is just a nice, an undefeated team going into the finals is always kind of a scary thing. So, getting that initial loss out of the way, if that's what this is, a little bump in the road, I think allows you to, sort of solidify what you're doing, solidify your vision, your mission, and gives you a much better chance of winning in the end, makes you stronger. So that's the way I see this. And if it is a buy the dip moment, hey, some people are probably going to load up during this. And if they see us getting out there, being consistent every day, showing back up on the podcast, we're not running from anything. We're going to start our presentations next week, and we'll have the on and off ramps shortly following, and as well as the pre-seed launch for the privacy token. I think all of those things are really huge and exciting for our project, and I can't see this being a long-term issue. And if anything, I see it as a sort of a short-term washout of some weak hands and some short-term investors that don't see the big picture here, and aren't necessarily in line with what we have as a vision and community, and also as a roadmap. So yeah, that's kind of where I'm sitting right now. But as you mentioned, calm, cool, and collected. We're doing our thing every day. We had a great meeting today about the DVPN product and the privacy network. And we're just going to work every day. We're going to show up every day. We're going to show the community that we're here and that we're building and developing. And I think that's going to speak volumes down the road.
Absolutely. We're extremely confident in what we're doing. And I had a conversation with Brandon today. I'm going to let him speak because he completely gets it. I'd love to hear from his point of view as a great leader here in the community.
Yeah, absolutely. So first of all, I just want to point out the fact that the price has dipped all of 2.5%. So it's the price dipped, but it's really not a significant dip in the price. The ILC still has over $250,000 worth of BUSD in reserves. And the ILC is just doing exactly what it's been programmed to do, which is looking at all of the current liabilities, all of the ARK tokens that people can withdraw, all of the ARK tokens that are sitting in people's wallets. And it's factoring in all of those liabilities with the amount of BUSD that it has in reserves. And it's appropriately adjusting the price to be able to deal with its liabilities. So I'm not concerned about that 2.5% dip in the price. It's just completely insignificant to me, especially when you're talking about a cryptocurrency. Like, this thing has been solid for five and a half months. It's been 5.5 months, almost 6 months at this point, right? Of just absolute flatline price at $5.71. And the other reasons I'm not concerned is we're going to start doing the Zoom calls. And I'm just astonished that, and I said this in my chat today, I'm absolutely astonished that we're still sitting at not even 5,200 accounts. That's an absolute tiny number relative to drip and relative to all the capital that's being wasted on all these meme coins and Pepe this and Pepe that. And I cannot imagine us being anything lower than 100,000 accounts by the end of the year. Sort of a time frame, if not higher, especially when we implement the Zoom calls and the affiliate marketing structure and the landing page. We've come this far. We've built 5,193 accounts in the vault just based on word of mouth and YouTubers like me. That's a drop in the bucket. I am tiny when it comes to YouTube, and once we get real big players on YouTube and other platforms that are able to just completely not have to lift a finger to add an entire new stream of passive income for themselves by shilling a simple referral link where they don't even have to onboard anybody, we're going to see thousands of new accounts coming in. And maybe those will be small accounts, 250, 500, but we'll make up for it in volume. And I think that also you're going to have a lot of people that are getting very close to that drop in NDV, or the drop in the daily ROI. So you're literally going to have half as many tokens being available for people to sell. Once they drop from 2% to 1% a day, there's going to be a wave of folks that are hitting that zero NDV and going negative on their NDV. That's going to impact it every single day. Plus, but wait, there's more. I'm super excited about the privacy network and the decentralized VPN. I think that's an amazing concept and product. And the only way you can get in on that pre-sale is by having ARK. So once people understand that and have an interest, like, why would they not have an interest in getting involved in a project from ground zero with something as amazing as a decentralized VPN service? That just makes so much sense. That's a legit service that all of us need, and you're going to have a token associated with providing that service. You get paid in the token, and consuming that service, you pay in that token. There's so much utility right there. I think it's going to be an amazing token. So we're going to have an increasing number of people coming in through the affiliate program, increasing number of people coming in wanting to get into ARK so that they can take advantage of stacking their ArkFi tokens in the vault to be able to get in early on that new DVPN project, and people dropping from 2% to 1%. This is just going to be a blip. I believe this is going to be a blip on the radar here. So I'm not concerned at all about the price dipping. it's going to be a temporary thing, in my opinion.
Yeah, we're also seeing a lot of the big players in ARK stacking their ArkFi to come into the new contract for the pre-seed, which is pretty exciting. So,
Absolutely.
I mean, on the majority side, we're seeing, the investors here really appreciate the team, the quality of the work, what we do here every single day, and they're all in. However, it's not just about the big players. There's a lot of small players here as well, and folks are without a doubt very distracted and doing their degen ways. It is what it is. We embrace it, and we see a lot of opportunity for the folks from the real world that are going to be coming in through these new funnels that we have been working on, so hard. Really in place as we go. We're going to do an AMA over at Binance.com. There's a lot of great things in the plans here, and plenty of room for growth. Thank you, Brandon. Appreciate your support, brother.
I would say
you get it.
One more thing too is that one more thing is, I just thought of this, is that as people literally get their ARK, because I think a lot of people, myself included, sell their withdrawal every day in order to actually get that real life ROI, to get your initial investment back out of it in BUSD. And I think a lot of folks, once they get that literal ROI, then everything from there is just gravy. And if they expect that the price is eventually going to come back up, and as we get mass adoption, the price is probably going to adjust even higher than 571. Then there's a incentive to, you've gotten your ROI, so you might, somebody like that, a lot of folks like that will not even, they'll have a moratorium on selling at that point. Maybe they'll do redeposits, or once you've gotten your ROI, then you could start stacking the ArkFi tokens in your wallet to be able to participate in the utility token presale. Yeah, I think the selling is definitely going to slow, and the buying is definitely going to increase. So temporary, as Brett said, little bump in the road here, little tiny speed bump.
Absolutely, we're not going anywhere. That's for sure. Here every single day doing the good work that we're doing, and we're very proud of the work we've done, and we're very proud of the win we have given everyone here that's smiling and earning and really enjoying what the ARK has been able to do for them. So full steam straight ahead. I think Coach Roberto, you wanted to say something, sir?
I just wanted to, I guess, add, I'm not like an expert in cryptocurrencies, but I have two people right now that want to get on. They don't even know what MetaMask is. And so I'm looking forward to the onboarding to get people on, because yesterday I talked to my coach, my breathing coach, who's probably healed over 500,000 people in the world, has gone to 68 countries. And I asked him to read the white paper. And after he read the first paragraph, he just looked at me like, what's a MetaMask? So I answered him, I go, take a deep breath, expand, open up, relax, and let go, because that's what he always tells me when I ask him a question. But he had no idea. But he goes, okay, let's play. I want to, how do I get $1,000 in there? So I have to go through the process. Okay, you have to get the MetaMask. I'm going to put you up with my coach. So there's people, I could probably get 5 to 10 people that want to just play already if it was easy to get in, because they don't even know, they don't know anything about cryptocurrencies. One of my partners, he's ready to open up like 5 different wallets or 6 different wallets, and he's still not on. Because he doesn't know how to do it. So once that it's done, I think, look, we got 5,000 people. So everybody if they just get 2 people in 1 week, we can have 10,000 people.
Oh yeah.
That's just 2 people.
Yeah. It's that easy. It really is.
So just simplify, it's always like, in sports, when you're losing, like in, let's say, football games, the good coaches, what do? They go back to tackling, carrying the ball, no fumbles, block, catch the ball, run. They don't worry about anything else. They just go back to the simple thing. So what's the simple thing? Let's get people on, because it's an easy way to get on and then an easy way to get out, because that's the next question, And for me, the way I get people going, I just, with this guy, Dan, I said, Dan, remember when I talked to you 3 months ago about ARK and you kind of just blew me away? So here, and I showed him my vault, and that's when he said, what? He goes, tell me more about it. And I go, no, read the white paper. And then we went through the whole conversation.
I like that approach. Put the work in. Come on, man. Because the due diligence is a big part of it, and show some initiative, right? Because there is a game here to play. There's a strategy to play, and once you go through the process of understanding, it might seem a little bit complex at first, but after you understand it into what the foundation is doing, what the legacy NFTs, which by the way have paid out investors over 41% already, which is amazing. And as we go on that tour, I think we're going to really see a big push to also come for the legacy NFTs that are doing amazing. They're getting 33.3% of these external revenues through these utilities that we're bringing on board. So every way you look at ARK, it's absolutely amazing. But you hit the nail on the head that, it's the community that either, sits there paralyzed or they get incentivized to go out. I mean, we've added a new feature, which is the MVP. It's just a couple of days old, but we're seeing folks take advantage of that opportunity and go out there. It was, I think the other day, somebody had 17 referrals. I mean, sheesh. And that always has to continue. We have to always keep moving the ball down the field further and further. Every single day. That's why we're here in the podcast every single day. That's what we're building here every single day. There is no shortcut. There is no easy way to go about it. We have to work harder than anyone else out there to be more successful. And we've proven that through time. This is the 195th consecutive freaking podcast. Come on. This team is absolutely on fire. The community is on fire. But it's just interesting, the psychology of people. We have 62 participants. Generally it's 40. Why are they here? They're understanding that it is a team effort, and that everyone here who's made this success happen, pat yourselves on the back. We applaud you because you've been the key to this success. It's the community on fire, putting the work in, creating the content, talking to a neighbor, and we're making the whole process of the onboarding so much more simpler. As you know, Coach, for the newbies, it could be a 2-3 hour process. A lot of these on-ramps are just absolute trash. Don't get Coach Brad started talking about that. He's done hundreds of people, and he knows what it takes and what it means to be able to do this in a frictionless, very quick and easy process. It's all here. It's happening, and we're all going to witness it as well. So we're very excited with what's going on, and we understand that the future here is very, very positive. A lot of growth. Thank you, Coach.
Yeah, thank you. I'm excited. Everybody's excited. Just getting on. He just wants to see his money get back. And I already told him, hey, my goal here. How many people do breath work that have money problems? He goes, most of them. There's like
oh yeah,
people that do breath or in the breathwork world. And anyway, so that's a huge market.
Yeah, over 45% of Americans are living paycheck to paycheck.
Absolutely.
The middle class is getting wiped out. The ARK is a solution. It's their hedge against that. Catalyst, you wanted to speak, sir?
Yes, sir. Thank you, Atlas. I just wanted to piggyback on what Brandon alluded to and what Brett was talking about. This very slight price dip, I'm looking at it as an opportunity to load up on more ARK for the pre-seed round. If we've got any investors in here who are interested in getting in the pre-seed contract, and your wallet is currently at the 1% level, I would look at this price dip as an excellent way to bring in some fresh deposits and bring your rewards level back up to 2%. Like Brandon was saying, you would double your ARK rewards for the upcoming pre-seed round. That's what I'm doing, but not financial advice.
Absolutely. The smart money's definitely seeing the amazing upside potential. It is immeasurable, because that is a token that is free to fly. It doesn't have the ILC, and it is a product that folks are understanding as they're paying every single month to the Nord VPN, which we should call them the NARK VPN. I mean, the most centralized systems out there of surveillance. And it is not a secret what these companies do. They fearmonger, the hackers and this and that. They have an incredible business, but it is not private, folks. And we're going to educate. We're going to show proof. We're going to help you to understand that a lot of these companies are owned by the same entities behind, and that we need as investors, as a community, also understanding, the issues, especially in America with crypto and the attack on Binance, on CZ, on Coinbase, on Kraken. It just has been going on and on. And our solutions, I mean, some of these groups that we're in, love the amount of questions that we're getting. How are these products going to be able to assist them, as everyone needs a plan B. If, Coinbase is starting to have, on-off ramp issues, Binance just getting kicked out of Canada. That's another big elephant in the room. Again, more opportunity. We can load up Canadians in less than 10 seconds. You're able to load your crypto into the air card and go spend and live your best life. So we understand fully what the potential is here, and the revenue that's just going to keep piling in to the ILC, to the legacy NFT holders. So absolutely,
okay.
Really amazing. Yeah,
okay, so this is a great leeway into this question, Coach, Captain, I mean. Basically, the revenue from this utility coming up with the on-ramping, this is exciting. This is useful to underline, because we don't want ARK to be penalized for previous failed projects. But it seems like that's what it could be. But as long as we reiterate that it's a dynamic pricing, then it's okay, because it is expected to fluctuate. And we enjoyed a rich and solid, consistent line of that price. And to the other point, the fact that you're selling daily a portion is like DCAing out of a position. So it's actually good, because future price up, down, you're getting an average, not just in one shot. But as far as the potential for this, the reservoir to keep filling up, which I expect it will greatly because of the utility, could you walk through just an example? I know from a bottom-up approach, not like market is huge, we've got a piece of it. What would it take to restore the original ILC, for example? How many users on ramping, doing how many, what kind of volume? For example, we can compare it to an Ultima, right? Or compare it to another card product. If, for example, a fraction of the current vault holders processed an X%, what would that mean in terms of the ILC? that would actually really greatly, I think, help the sentiment as well. If you touched on example.
Yeah, that's one way to look at it, and I'm sure that someone would be happy to go out and do the analytics and the math on that. But it's not just based on that; it's based on the growth. It's based on onboarding so many people into the product itself, which is the vault, the foundation, and also legacy NFTs. So it is not one magic bullet to solve it all. It's a combination of everything to afford us the great stability that we've been enjoying. Because if you look at Dune Analytics, the ARK has just been doing amazing with its growth. It's been absolutely fantastic, really record setting. So the past week, 2 weeks, look at the whole craze with the meme coins and everything that's going on. We believe it's taking a lot of attention from folks. And that's, one of the things that happen when greed takes over and people see the grass is greener, where they can get 100, 200x. And, you've been around the space for a long time, and what happens when folks get that urge. I've had people that I haven't spoken to in years contacting me, wanting to get into the paper, getting wrecked, being irresponsible. So it's just many variables that you just can't say, well, it's this one thing. It's many things combined, and that's why we have so many different solutions in order to be able to get the growth as well as get the revenue, and then combine that. No one has a crystal ball that's going to say, hey, we're going to be doing, $150,000 worth of, a volume and profit through the on-ramp, 350K a week through the Air card and the Terra card. We have to see how everything plays out, and also on the whole front with the attacks on the on and off ramps, the traditional ones, which are pretty much exchanges. We've talked about this extensively. Sort of the worse it gets there, the better it's going to be for the project overall.
Yes, that's a great way to package that. But yeah, for sure. Thank you. Didn't think it was a magic one bullet to fix everything or lift everything. Of course, it's a combination, and that's why we're doing this combinatorial approach, multifaceted product range and revenue driving activities. But it's interesting. I would underline again that if we had a good fraction of the card users, it doesn't require more energy because it's already vault holders to convert to an Air card, or, for example, to use the reward, then it would help, I think, significantly. A good fraction would be help with lifting the reserves as well as the sentiment.
Oh, we know it will. We have no doubt about it. That's why we're so confident and we're calm. And that's what we do here every single day. It just all has to come in, and it all has to play out. Right? We can't control what people do, NATO. They're going to do what they're going to do. If they want to bring their friends and family into ARK, fantastic. I mean, great. If they want to sit and just sell, hey, that's great too. We're not going to stop. We're going to continue on our mission here. And we understand that there's, 5,200 people. We're expecting 10, 15, 20, 30,000 people. Let's be clear, the ROI DAP is unstoppable. The legacy NFTs are unstoppable. The foundation is unstoppable. This continues. Even if price were to go to the baseboard, it's not over, my friend. It has so many legs to stand on, and they each grow stronger every single day as we continue here through the process.
Well, for one thing, if the price went down, which could happen, but I believe the bread is correct with the cycle. There is a cycle. When more utility comes in and we see promise, it's like momentum. People chase price action. Then people will just adjust our CWRs to compound as much as we can during those phases. So that's why I see the oscillation. That's what I'm expecting.
And there's a lot of people on the sidelines that are going to see the price as a very attractive entry point as well. That's another factor to take in and understand. Who else has a question or a comment? We got to get the crypto badgers on their way. Hey, Raphael, you're doing well, buddy.
Well, the majority of my syndicates, they're all students of Solidity. So we went inside the code and we did an analytics and on change analysis. And there's few factors that nobody has mentioned here. But the more interesting factor is after they announced of buying the private token and the pre-seed, a lot of people have that little button that you can redeposit back automatically, and they turn it off to accumulate ARK. And that's switching the ILC to start, balancing the numbers. That was the only thing that I noticed that was different. And there's few wallets, they dump a lot of ARK, they sold a lot of ARK, but it's nothing to worry about. If you see also on the Python swap liquidity, BNB went down, and there is a real fight with the BUSD. So we only dropped like 10 cents or something like that, and it'll come back in about 7 days, I think. It'll come back. This is factors on the code. So it's not like, because a lot of people used to redeposit, so they'll keep the reserves up there because it was not selling. So that was my comment.
No, we're keeping everything exactly the way it was designed and built. We're not going to be here putting higher taxes and limiting sales. Like, guys, that's not what we do. That's not what we're about. We're not here to hold anyone hostage. On the contrary, we're extremely proud of what the ARK has achieved. We've did some numbers today looking at how much money folks have made, the success they've been able to achieve with ARK in the bear. It is absolutely amazing what has been paid out to the investors in the ROI DApp Foundation, legacy NFT holders, 41% for the very early investors. So from a purely, analysis of the growth and the wins that folks have gotten here, man, it's been absolutely outstanding, and we're very proud of it. And we're proud of what's coming, what we've been able to really, achieve in such a short amount of time, and we understand what's ahead of us. Thank you, Raphael. With that, let's go ahead and let's go look at this video. We love the ARK in review from the Crypto Badgers. And that's a big highlight here. And man, very, very positive. They understand the great potential that's before us with the Air card, the Terra card, as well as the on-ramp. There's a lot of projects too that have been in contact with us wanting to use these tools, understanding that they're also having many investors in Canada that are suffering. The UK new regulations are also coming into a reality where we're able to help all those investors as well with their on and off ramp needs. So let's turn it over to Coach Brad. Let's do some all aboard.
Very much, Atlas. Not much of an introduction today needed. The residency slot for the Crypto Badgers, something that we all look forward to every week. The only video that comes on the All Aboard that I don't have to personally vet, so it's a nice little treat for me. Get to watch this with the community for the first time. So without further ado, buys the dips and max power. If you guys want to share your screen, or do you want me to run the video in the bot?
Yeah, I don't have it ready because obviously for the last few weeks we've been going through the bot, so probably would need to do that.
Yeah, if you could send it to me quickly, I will put it in the bot for you.
Stand by.
Thank you, sir.
Woo, yeah, let's get this crypto, baby.
Oh yeah, let's get this crypto.
Thank you,
Just
sir.
sent that, sir.
Yeah, lovely. Thank you. And here we go.
A pump would be nice, but remember, there's no financial advice. Crypto Badgers.
Thanks for joining the Crypto Badgers, two degens that like to do our research. I'm Max Power, joined as always by Matt, aka by Z-Dips. A very warm welcome to all of our subscribers and anyone new. We do appreciate each and every one of you. In case you haven't realized already, we are here each week to spoon feed you that alpha from the daily ARK Podcast from the week that was. Not far from episode 200 on the bounce now. Quite an incredible effort from the team. If you are new to ARK, check out some of our earlier videos on how we got started and how you can get that ROI back. Matt, another solid week on the ARK, more on the air card that's coming and other development updates we look forward to getting into. What are your main observations been?
Yeah, it's been a great week, Max. Look, before we get into all the news and whatnot, I believe you may have just come off the golf course. Is this correct?
Fresh off the golf course.
I see you're relaxed.
Lovely winter's day in Melbourne. Beautiful sunny. And the more said about the weather and the conditions outside as opposed to my gameplay, the better.
What do they say? The worst day on a golf course is still better than the worst day in an office or whatever it is. Something like that.
No, lovely day out. And always good to know that I was coming back to do another ArkFi weekly. And as we always do each week, let's start by going under the hood and seeing what the stats have to tell us from the week. New accounts were at 5,027 last week. So I'm about sort of 155 or so, if my maths is correct there. Pretty much on the standard size, really, in terms of new accounts each week. Probably have been 170, 180 last few weeks, maybe slightly behind. ILC down at 317,393. Look, obviously that is 100K down compared to what it was last week. There's no getting around that. Ultimately, at the end of the day, our tokens remain in the vault regardless of the ILC reserves. And as we know, there's lots going on with the team in terms of what's to come on the roadmap. And a little chart here as well, Matt, that I thought we may just show listeners. Down at the depths of the June analytics, there is actually a chart that tracks what the ILC reserves have done. And you can see here back in January, we were at 518,000. It appeared like one-way traffic down to, it got to 328. And then obviously went back up, and we come back down, we've gone back up. And obviously, yep, we come back down here. Look, may end up keep going down. We don't know. But it's not to say on every sort of movement, there's no cause for panic. So thought that might just be good context for people, especially if they're new, that just shows that ILC is designed to keep the price steady, but the chart of it is not going to remain that way. So just an important bit of context for everyone there. What about in terms of the Spark prize pool, Matt? How did we look this week?
Yeah, the Spark rewards were huge again this week. I guess we've come to expect that during the second week of the round robin. In total for the week, 4,508.92 ARK was given away with a BUSD street value of $25,745.93. However, it is important to note that there's an additional 10% on top of that that was awarded to syndicate leaders with the highest referral deposits each day. It really is a great way and an excellent incentive for team builders, that, Max. I think it's a great innovation, that.
Yeah, I mean, obviously still a long way to go till this is actually drawn next, but yeah, refer someone with 300 ARK, only, $1,500-$1,600, and you'd be at the top of the chart for the day.
Boom.
And in the hunt for, 70 or so ARK bonus in your own account.
Very nice indeed. And how are we going, or how are we looking, Max, with the legacy NFTs?
Let's take a look. I did forget to mention that liquidity last week, that was at 922K, so that's up to 928. So still more people coming in to enter the Spark Prize pool on the road to 1 million in terms of the liquidity. Not a bad little week, actually, Matt, on the legacy NFTs. We're at 437 last week, so 15 out the door this week. We were at 355 silver, so 14 of those have been silvers, and pleased to report that a little platinum went out the door this week. So that's nipped up to 28 there. So look, 14,000, that's still another 24,000 in the kitty, 20% of which of that heads into this NFT rewards pool. And then, of course, the remainder goes into the external revenue investment fund as well. So, pretty good week there on the legacy NFTs. In terms of the 1% daily, we didn't cover this one last week due to the breadth of content, not dearth. We had breadth of content. This has actually shot up. This was sitting at around 30% last week on 1%. That's now at 34% for the week. So it's gone up about 230 accounts since we last covered this, got dropped from 2 to 1%. And unfortunately, Matt, I must report to you that 6 people have dropped down to 0.5% permanently. So that happens when you stuff up that CWR. So do make sure, whether it's auto allocate or being very attentive and get your routine right, make sure that you don't exceed your restrictions there on the CWR. Now that is the stats. Let's get to the news. And Matt, we've had a bit more update on the Air card.
Yes, indeed, mate. Brett advised that the Air card and also the fiat on-ramp should be ready in the next week or two. I do really love the idea of the Air card. I think it's a badly needed product, not just for, the ArkFi community, but also for the broader market, for folks that are, looking for an easy and fast way to off-ramp their crypto and buy real-world goods and services. But I think there's possibly been just a little bit of confusion in the community surrounding the Air card, like as compared to the physical MasterCard, Visa card. I think the easiest way to possibly explain the primary differences between them is that the Air card can be used to purchase goods and services only and does not require KYC for up to $2,000.
So just, Matt, just to clarify, so 2K is KYC, but you can load up to 5, is that right?
Yeah, I think you can, yeah. But yeah, the physical card, the difference there is that, that will require KYC, and you'll not only be able to purchase goods and services, but you'll also be able to go to an ATM and withdraw cold, hard cash. I'm going to call it crypto Fergie style, like he presented on his video a few weeks. There's also much higher limits on the physical card as well. So hopefully that explains things a little bit clearer to people that may have been a little bit confused by the two.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to getting one of those. I mean, I'll be getting one of them as soon as it comes out.
Yeah, me too, Max.
Personally, and I dare say, given those limits and the kind of gravy that one will be pulling out from ARK in future, that there might be a few reloads and new cards on that.
For sure.
Well. I think they've indicated that it's going to cost maybe roughly $10 to top up on there, which would be pretty good. But those details are still to be confirmed. Also, I thought worth pointing out that the team advised on the podcast this week that they will be embarking on an extensive AMA tour in the coming weeks. Going to get the message out there loud and clear about the new roadmap and, of course, all the utilities that they're going to be rolling out in the coming months, including the Air card that you just mentioned. So I think this will help bring a lot of fresh eyes to the project. So expect to see the team actively out there in the coming weeks. And I don't know about you, Matt, but I just love it when Brett and Atlas just get into their mode on these AMA, playing off each other.
They do it extremely well. So I've absolutely no doubt they're going to bring some fire to those conversations.
Yes, and also we had a bit more on the new ArkFi privacy token, which is being launched. We did do quite an extensive wrap-up of that last week, which if you haven't seen is certainly worth looking at. Brett's advised that he'll be releasing that light paper very soon for this new token, and envisaging that the pre-seed deposit contract is going to come out in around 2 weeks' time. So I think just worthwhile reminder that the principal deposits into this new contract will earn yield in BUSD. And at the conclusion of the pre-seed round, your principal balance, along with the rewards that you've earned, will be redeemed dollar for dollar to this new privacy token, I guess, with whatever the ArkFi price is, because there's no guarantee of that into the future. So depositing into the new contract will be the only way to get this guaranteed access to the pre-sale round. And Matt, I just think it's worth saying here that I think there's quite a lot of people potentially who may regret not allocating enough rewards in this pre-seed contract. I mean, look, we've been involved in a hell of a lot of these sort of pre-seed private sale, launchpad kind of opportunities through our journey in crypto. And I tell you what, we've put our money into a lot of worse projects than this.
Yeah, definitely. This is one of the best I think we've seen, to be honest.
And we know that getting in on the ground level of a very, tangible new project that's got a genuine use case, on what we think is going to be a very hot new chain with sort of the right narrative, it's a pretty rare opportunity. So perhaps people, and maybe even I'll put myself in this category, just being a little relaxed on what this opportunity, oh yeah, it's going to be there, we're in ARK, we're going to get an opportunity to get in, but perhaps not quite understanding that, you've got to have those ARK on the side to get your position. And that in the early days of that pre-seed contract being launched, that's when the most yield's going to be there.
Yeah, it certainly will. I think Atlas has described it as the hourglass contract. So I think there's going to be a lot of FOMO for people wanting to get in early. And, at the end of the day, the team's given us a great heads up to start stacking some ARK reward tokens, haven't they, before this contract goes live. So, yeah, I think quite a few people are sleeping on this one.
Yeah. What's happened? You've been helping out with these group Zoom calls and sales presentations. What's the latest? Give me some alpha.
Give you some alpha. Well, the group Zoom calls, they're going to be starting this coming week. So the sales presentation is complete. Obviously, things can be tweaked and what have you as time goes on, but a team of presenters has already been assembled to roll these out on a daily basis. So syndicate leaders will be able to distribute a banner with their referral code throughout the communities, and any prospects will be able to register for these live Zoom presentations on a day that suits them. I think, Max, this sort of educational onboarding strategy, I don't know about you, but I've not heard of anything like it in DeFi, and I think it's just another example of how this team are well and truly thinking outside the box to onboard the masses, right? So I think it's a really sort of exciting time for the project. We're going to have Brandon kicking things off this coming Tuesday and Brett on Wednesday. So do look out for that banner information in the days to come.
So just tell me how it works. Let's say I walk past James at the water cooler, or when I'm in Thailand later in the year, there's some guy with a machete, chopping up coconuts. And I say to him, hey man, check out this ARK thing. There's a presentation. What do I do? Like at that point, how does it all work?
Well, if you're a syndicate leader, you can provide them with the banner, and that's going to have your ref link on it, and they'll click on through, and away they go.
And so I suppose that even if you're not a syndicate leader, it's obviously still a good place, or you're not building a team.
Absolutely,
it's a good way for people to get the information, right?
Absolutely, certainly.
Matt, I'm pleased to tell you the I Heart ARK competition is back.
It's back, baby.
It's back. Back by popular demand to help the team celebrate the 200th podcast. And not just the 200th podcast on the bounce. And that's going to take place on May 19. So there's going to be some massive I Heart ARK prizes on offer. Try and say that quickly 5 times.
You wouldn't want to say that with a mouthful of peanuts, Max.
No. And if you do want to participate, you need to add I Heart ARK in your Telegram name. and take a screenshot and send it to Mistletoe. I believe first prize it's quite handsome, Matt. 500
Very handsome.
USD for first prize, and 4 runner-up prizes of 250 buckaroos each. I mean, that's pretty good. That's a couple of nights out right there.
Good nights out.
So in total, there's around 1,500 BUSD that will be given away on that special day. So a great initiative there by the team. And I'm just, even if you're not involved in that competition, let's, as a community, let's get in the Telegram for the 200th and celebrate. Not only to come together as a community, but also as a bit of a thanks to the team for all the hard work on reaching that milestone. Let's do it. So, and speaking of community, Matt, all aboard. Talk us through who was on this week.
Yeah, another great week, Max, for the All Aboard Daily segment. This week we had a look at a video from Ohio Crypto. He took us through some key stats from the ARK. He also went through his spreadsheet calculator that he's developed and showed how that all works. Crypto Putter was back with another video giving everyone an update on his journey on board the ARK. He talked about retirement and the state of investing outside of DeFi and crypto. He's been very, very impressed with ArkFi. And he wished that it had come along a lot sooner than until he got into it. You know what I mean?
And also, you can check out some of his golf videos as well.
Yeah, indeed.
So, yeah,
indeed. We also saw a video from Crypto Fergie, who's really been on a tear recently, hasn't he? Took a look at his new ArkFi is the standard video, where he touched on various aspects of the roadmap, including the upcoming privacy token pre-seed sale. Fleming was back as well with another great Medium article discussing how you can revolutionize your portfolio by diversing into ArkFi. Talked about the steady passive income on offer, which has the potential to become life-changing whether we enter a new crypto bull market or not. So that was a really good Medium article from him. We took a look at a terrific new video from Jashan from J Vanquish. He really does get it all, doesn't he, Max? He does great videos, but he happened to be a little bit unwell, so he used AI to do the voiceover, which was quite unique. He praised the team and the project, which he feels has been well and truly built for the long haul. He clearly explained how the ILC works and how fair it is, given that someone, I guess, now entering the system will be paying the same price as someone who got in from the beginning. And finally, Clover, the OG, was back with a very detailed video of the entire ecosystem. He went old school, Max. He got the old whiteboard out and showed his viewers how they can get started and grow a big position in ArkFi. So that was an excellent video for him. Looking forward to more of his videos.
Excellent. Great summary there, Matt. Now, this week, I must confess, in Normie World, I had a big week this week. I was not able to join the post shows. I still listen, of course, to the recordings each day. But have you got any little tidbits for me? I heard there was like a 3-hour session. I had a bit of FOMO for missing out. Anything that you caught during the week?
Yeah, there was a couple of big after show sessions, actually. I guess lots of discussion during the week about the pre-seed privacy token launch, how that's going to work and how people can contribute and what have you, the Hourglass contract. That was all discussed in length. At length. Also, I think, sort of as I mentioned earlier, a little bit of discussion as well around the new Air card and sort of its capabilities and how it sort of will differentiate itself from the physical card.
Is your sense that most people who are in ARK are going to probably get one of those Air cards?
I think absolutely. I mean, for me, I'll be looking at both, but I think the new Air card, I think it's got massive applications, not just for our community, but as I said earlier, the broader crypto market. This product is desperately needed, and I think it could really go quite viral.
I think it's going to become our golf card for our Badger account.
Hey, why not? Why not?
Yeah. As well, if you're enjoying our ArkFi weekly shows, then be sure to check out the ArkFi Weekly Medium article, which is expertly created by none other than Catalyst himself. The man with the stats is Catalyst here. You can see he lays it all out in a very simple format there. Now, last week, Matt, we could not go through our wallet. There was just so much going on, but today we'll be back. Let's check out how we are going. Yes, a quick screen change just required there, Matt, but with the magic of editing, here we are at the Vault page. Now, we've obviously spoken about the need to potentially stack some ARK tokens for this pre-seed contract, and we've been doing that. We've got 132 ARK sitting in the balance. We haven't sold our rewards. with the exception, I would say, of having to up our auto allocate. I had to chuck another 50 days in there. So I just sold a couple for B&B to get that sorted, but the rest are sitting tight, waiting for that pre-seed contract to position ourselves. We are nearing a balance of 4,000. This started at 640, Matt. 600.
Very nice indeed, Maxi.
4,000. Yeah, we've had a few little referral rewards ticking in. I think we had one more join the Badgers team this week. And we, if you are new and looking for somewhere to go in your ARK journey, then do drop into our Telegram group. And of course, if you want to join our team, it'll cost you nothing there. The wallet is in the description. So yeah, everything ticking along very nicely here. Looking forward to that 4,000 milestone. Let's take a quick look at the calculator, see where we are at now. I think we're going to hit that 4,000 mark in a couple of days, Matt, in our principal balance. And really at the moment, dragging out about, let's call it $54 a day if we were selling.
If we were selling, and I think that's the big point there. If,
yeah, but so we've got probably a couple of weeks to get our balance up a little bit. I think at the moment it works out roughly for us about 90 to 100 ARK a week in the wallet, something like that. So
nice.
Over the course, we should be able to get a position of 1,500 to $2,000, depending on when exactly that pre-seed contract comes out. So I think
it's a really interesting one. You say that the sort of 1,500 to $2,000, and it's interesting. I think Brett mentioned during the week during the podcast that because when you do deposit into that new pre-seed contract, you're going to be earning yield, and whatever you put in there, it's probably likely to near enough to double in USD value. When you consider the yield you're earning as well. That's not confirmed, by the way, but it was sort of, inferred that something along those lines. So if we can get $1,500 to $2,000 worth of ARK in there, that's probably going to be, maybe 3,000 or more by the time the actual pre-seed contract concludes. So it's really important that people understand that when they do put their ARK into that contract, they're going to be earning yield on it.
You know what I love about this, Matt, is that it's one of those things where, especially now when we're stacking the ARK at the moment, if you realize on the day of the pre-seed, you're like, oh, crap, I want to get into this. You literally cannot do anything about it.
No, there's going to be some...
You can't go and buy ARK and just get more from the liquidity pool to put in there. You've got to earn these tokens out. That's the only way.
Absolutely. And I really do feel I think people are really sleeping on this. I really think they are.
If you're prepared, it's going to leave you at the worst with the best possible options on the table.
Absolutely.
Still sell the ARK if you suddenly decide, I don't want to go into this.
Absolutely. You're giving yourself the best possible chance to maximize that opportunity in that pre-seed contract. Yeah, no doubt about it.
All options are on the table as opposed to someone, look, not financial advice, of course. You want to sell your rewards each week, go right ahead. But it's just worth at least considering, I think.
Absolutely. Well, that's how we're playing it anyway, Max.
Yes. So there you have it. That is the situation in the Badger wallet. And that is it for another edition of the ArkFi Weekly. Just a reminder that the daily podcast starts at 4 p.m. EST every single day. So make sure that you tune in to hear what the team has to say and do use it as an opportunity to ask any questions that you may have. Thanks for joining, as always, Matt. I guess we'll be back again next week for another ArkFi Weekly. Thanks to everyone for joining.
Cheers, Maxi.
Let's go. This is the YouTube Crypto Show with two guys who are kind of in the know. Crypto badges are here, so you're in the clear. No worry or fear, yeah, we're helping you steer. Shouts to the team, we can't forget Max Power and Bazzi Dips. Don't get wrecked, a pump would be nice, but remember, there's no financial advice. Crypto badges.
Always have to let the guys play. By far my favourite intro and outro of anything in crypto and on YouTube. Another great video by the guys. Always great to have you here. Any questions or comments from the community tonight?
Another banger. Man, they always kill it. So looking forward to you guys having the air card for the golf games, the golf rounds.
Yeah, I think the air card's going to be just a fantastic product. As I mentioned in the video, I think it's got such huge broader market applications. It's a desperately needed product in my view. So many people we know are just having trouble offboarding their crypto and being able to use it in the real world, and this really perfectly solves that.
Absolutely, sir. Absolutely. Looking forward to it. It's going to be a big week here. We are going to be releasing it, and it's going to be fun to see how the community uses it, how other projects we're talking to use it as we go on these tours and show it off, as well as the on-ramp. And then we go into the Terra cards, which I'm going to give an opinion here, and I'm going to say I think the Terra card is really going to shock a lot of folks. I think there's going to be a pretty big subscription to it. One of the hurdles for us is on the back end. If we do have a massive subscription, there's a lot of physical, work on our end to get those cards set up and shipped out. We also want to be able to offer different options, customization, gold, platinum cards, physical metal cards. So there's a lot of, manual labor that goes into that. So we're going to have to find a way to throttle that too, because I am, for some reason, anticipating a rush for folks on a global level to come really pick that up as we get out there and promote it.
Was that a little bit of alpha drop there, Atlas? Have we got a name for the physical card now?
The Terra card.
Boom.
Yes, sir.
A little bit of alpha drop right here and right now. So I've got the virtual card,
Yes,
the air card, and the physical card being the Terra card. Beautiful.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So it's going to be I think a very interesting atmosphere here. I think you're going to see a lot of investors coming in to get information. Hey, my air card, how does it work? Can I have, 10 Terra cards? Is there a limit? 175K balance. Oh, that's not enough for me. I need, can I get more of them? Will the bank accept me? So we're anticipating here a new crowd, a lot of fresh folks. Maybe they're into the memes, maybe they're into some other type of crypto investments, whatever they're doing. I mean, they're going to have exposure here to the vault, to the foundation, to the legacy NFTs, which, is a product that's just doing so well, stands on its own. And I think in such a profound manner where we, see new projects coming in with, well, our NFT may, it could, we don't really know. We have a product as we go out there that is printing constantly. I mean, it is a no-brainer, as our good friend here, Coach Brad, likes to say. So, we're getting excited. We're also understanding the Zoom presentations. You folks have been involved. I want to give you a round of applause for the efforts that the crypto badgers are really bringing in to shape that into really a killer model that we haven't seen done before here in the space. So new air, new atmosphere, new audience, new ports of call for the ARK. And, it's just the coming to fruition, the manifestation, the tangible of all of these months of work on our back end to create this. It's going to be, I think, a very proud moment for this team to be able to put this out there and bring that revenue and grow in so many different ways. Let's get this crypto. Very happy days ahead, folks. Can we get the wheel of the toad in place?
Coming right up. All right. Here we go. For anyone that doesn't know what is happening here, and by the way, buys the dips, as per usual, Max Power, amazing video. Thank you for the fantastic all aboard session. Always love having you guys on. But the wheel, as we like to have it right after the video, the all aboard session, this is our daily sweep widget giveaway for the all aboard session. All you'll have to do to become eligible for the wheel is every day after the podcast, we have a new sweep widget link that we post in the main chat. Pin it in the announcements channel in the contest and giveaways. So it's pretty easy to find. All you have to do is click that new sweep widget link, follow all the tasks on screen. Going to vary from liking and commenting some YouTube videos, clapping up some Medium articles, retweeting some Twitter links. And once you go through all those tasks, your name is going to pop up on this lovely wheel right here. And if we land on your lucky name, you'll win $50 to $100 worth of BUSD. Now, Atlas, I'm not sure, but I was seeing the numbers of the participants kind of teetering around that. Do you know how many we have right now?
Let me know. What is it?
I actually don't know. I can't see it. I think maybe because I'm sharing my screen. Is anyone able to see? I don't know if we have over 50 or not, but I did see it teeter over it earlier. So it is. If someone can tell me how many participants we have in the podcast.
I'm seeing 50 exactly.
50 exactly.
Let's go.
Do we give 100 away?
Yes, sir. Of course we do. Those are the rules.
100 away. Over 50 people or 50 people on the dot in the podcast. So do be sure to participate live in the podcast as we bump that up. But further ado, I do want to say, please be sure when you're entering into the Sweep Widget contest to have an ARK Vault account. There was like 12 people I had to disqualify today because they weren't ARK holders. So I do check. You can't get past me. The contest is for ARK holders, so be sure to have a Vault account on the address that you enter. If it was a mistake or something, just send me a DM and we'll get that rectified. But please do enter with the Vault account that you have for your address. And we also do have the I Heart Art contest going away, or coming pretty soon in, what is it, 5-6 days from now? Number 200 podcast. So do be sure to enter that. I see there's a lot of people in the podcast right now don't have I Heart Ark in their name. I know if you're here, you do love Ark, so put that in your name. Send me a screenshot of that proof, and you'll be entered to win up to $1,500 in 5 days on podcast number 200. So do get involved.
Sheesh. That's a jackpot. Oh man, that's gonna be an awesome day for us here. 5 days away, May 19th is the day of the 200 podcast. So looking forward to it. And Mistletoe, great job there with the presentation, keeping the gates of the integrity here of the contest all aboard every single day. And we thank everyone that participates. We wish you all great luck. It is 100 BUSD win, folks. So let's make it happen. 3, 2, 1. Sheesh. She goes.
I thought he was going to win again. I take my time. I believe that is Lillian. She is always entering and always participating. So congratulations. You won $100 worth of BUSD tonight. Let's get this crypto.
Yes, sir. Indeed. And thanks for everyone that participated who didn't win today. Tomorrow is another opportunity. The day after that as well. This is a tradition here. This is how we grow organically, by supporting all of our great content creators, whether on Twitter, whether they are writing amazing Medium articles about the ARK, or on YouTube, conveying, the message, explaining what's so special about ARK, as well as their own journey, their own experience, and what an experience it has been, folks. It cannot be denied. The wins that our investment community has been able to achieve is absolutely amazing. Pat yourselves on the back, folks. You are an amazing community. Thank you for all your efforts, all your hard work. And let's go ahead and release the beast that is the Sparky. This is the time, folks. If you want to call out for Sparky, do go ahead and do so. Do not be shy. It is massive.
Let's go.
There we go. On the big truck.
I did just get a DM.
Yes?
Someone just wanted to remind me, and a good shout out. Just because the price of ARK fell a little bit, some people might have been at that 250 mark in their bond. So do be sure you might have like a few bucks of bond into compound and get that over the 250 limit. Just be sure you're entered in for the spark.
Buy that dip. Get your bond in order, my friends. Get your bond in order. You don't want to get left out, because boy, is she on a tear, my friends. So let's go ahead and make it happen. There we go. And there it is, folks. We have our two winners for today's Spark. Special one, Mother's Day Shout out to all of the mothers out there in the world. What are we without our great mothers? The winner of the Spark, their wallet ends in 7679. Hold on a second. What are we having? Hold on, because we had a misfire with the gas 2 times. So the ARK is lower, and we're seeing it also reflecting here. Let me check if it's on the front end, because we're having like a double. Why is that? Here, let me check into that and get back to you, see why it did it that way. I know Mr. Green's around here. Mr. Z, if you can come in and do the DeFi sessions, and I'll see what's going on with the Spark.
Yeah, absolutely. I'll take over from here. Let me just share my screen. Happy Sunday, everyone. Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers and everybody celebrating with their families and friends today. As usual in crypto, we have a, you can say, slow day. We always have a day full of utility and a bunch of education to go through and a bunch of news. So I'm going to go through the first few headlines if you guys can see my screen. Mistletoe, can you see my screen just fine?
Yes, we can.
Amazing. So yeah, every Sunday I'm going to make it a task where we go through the major headlines that took place throughout the weeks before. So this week we saw quite a few things happen. So the first thing that we saw was the new CEO of Twitter being announced. So Elon Musk stepped down and gave Linda Yaccarino the seat of CEO. And a bunch of people had their sort of concerns, knowing that she's worked in a few different entities and she's worked for NBC, and there was a lot of tweets out there asking Elon, is this the right candidacy for the thing? So she's worked in ad revenue. Most of her experience comes from ad revenue, and he sort of emphasized on that. He goes, Twitter will stay the way it is. We're not going to shadow ban anybody. So that was the positive news on his side. So he's going to be doing, he's going to concentrate more on product and services, and make sure that they streamline their all-in-one app that's going to come out soon, which is super bullish. So he's going to focus on that and make sure, like he wants, I think what he's sort of emphasizing on when it comes to Twitter is he wants it to turn it into like a WeChat or a place where, like in China, you have a app where you can do all your sort of e-commerce, all your messaging and everything from social media fronts all happen in one place. So I think he's trying to go through that route and increase revenue there. So that's the first thing that came out this weekend. Yeah, everyone, I got DM'd about this like 50 times. What do you think about Elon's hiring? Do you think we're going to become a YouTube type of censoring mechanism? Is crypto Twitter going to be affected? And I think it's going to stay the way it is because right now Twitter needs as much attention when it comes to engagement, and it also needs a bunch of ad revenue. So hopefully she brings in the connects there and brings in the ad revenue there. So yeah, because everyone loves crypto Twitter. Twitter is where we get all our sort of insights out. And that's where folks so the next sort of article I was going to go in through is Coinbase and Brian Armstrong, the founding member, the CEO there, has been pretty vocal about the UAE, and he had this week to tweet out. Like, this is what he tweeted out. So he goes, "The UAE deserves a lot of credit for being forward thinking on crypto. First dedicated crypto regulators in the world. A clear rule book published, business friendly plus strong customer protection. Really enjoying my visit so far." So yeah, he's in Dubai, and I think currently in Abu Dhabi, trying to get the financial regulatory going. I think he wants the same license that Binance have down there. So I think we're starting to see a move away from the United States when it comes to Coinbase and Binance. So Coinbase did open up licenses in Bermuda and in Abu Dhabi. So that's where he is right now. He's currently in Abu Dhabi doing a few conferences there. And so that's like a positive thing. So we're seeing a bunch of regulation happen there. Now, the other thing that happened in Europe, in the European Union, was the MiCA bill. So MiCA stands for Markets in Crypto Assets Bills, and up till now, like, I found it to be a positive sort of rebuttal when it comes to regulatory, because like since then we've seen a bunch of VCs pop up in Europe, in Germany, France, and Spain. You have a bunch of VC money there. And what we're starting to see is money sort of flow into crypto that way as well. So I'm going to read a little bit here. So Circle's EU Strategy and Policy Director Patrick Hansen on Tuesday shared a chart showing how MiCA is stealing the win from U.S. sales. European Union lawmakers last month approved MiCA, or the Markets in Crypto Assets Bill, which now means the bloc has a unified regulatory approach throughout its 27 member states, and licenses granting to crypto companies in one country can be passported to another. The rules on stablecoins come in force in July 2024. And yeah, so we're seeing a bunch of VCs start to take up shop in Europe and start to fund real utility. So we've seen, I think, about 90 to 110 million dollars just in the last 2-3 weeks since MiCA got announced head into crypto. So that's a positive thing. It gives a good confirmation to think. Now, the other side of the coin, President Biden has been tweeting quite a bit, or his team has been tweeting, and thus far, it's just the same thing where he goes against the Republican rebuttal when it comes to tax cuts and stuff. So he put out a tweet which had crypto in it. So it goes, tax loopholes that help wealthy crypto investors, 18 billion, versus MAGA Republican think Congress should cut food safety inspections, 15 billion. So the elections have started to really take its toll on social media as well. We saw, I think Donald Trump spoke to CNN this week. So if any of you watched that was pretty interesting. So I believe crypto and basically tax is going to be two big subject matters, because since Biden's been in, we've seen a reverse, and we've seen a bunch of investments leave America since the tax rebuttal, the interest rate hikes and stuff. So crypto and taxes are going to be two of the big major topics, I believe, and the conflict in Ukraine. Those are going to be the main subject matters, but crypto is going to be a big part of it. So I'm going to keep an eye there for sure. Now, the other thing I want to sort of educate folks here, because I think a bunch of you are independent investors in whatever tokens you look to approach, and for me, it's important to like understand how people see utility, because I want to give an example. So basically, Coin Telegraph released a really cool article explaining. It starts with the title. Whose microphone is that? Can they please mute? Thank you. I think someone's mic is hot mic'd. No worries, it's gone now. So the title here this week is "Can meme coins be used as real currency?" This is something that we're seeing big phases happen. I've been DM'd about this about 100 times in the last few weeks. So I just want to focus on this article just a little bit. So here it says, since meme coins are not governed by, so the way that governance works is you have like a Federal Reserve, like the United States, and then you have a bunch of, like, you can say sort of regimes that try to keep the order book balanced, and that's why you have a stable price. Now, when it comes to meme coins, I want people to understand. I'm going to just read this paragraph a little bit here. However, compared to conventional currencies, meme coins' high levels of volatility is a significant drawback. Meme coins are a volatile store of value because their values can vary greatly. This can make it challenging for people and companies to budget efficiently or utilize meme coins as a form of payments. Meme coin low level of adoption is another disadvantage. Meme coins are a sort of currency that is accepted by some shops, and although they are not yet extensively used, they may restrict people's ability to use meme coins in routine. So the other thing with you can say using meme coins as a value of payment cannot happen because of the fluctuation, the volatility it kind of brings in, and that's why people have to be very, very careful for this. One sort of meme coin I want to sort of show you guys is, let me see if I can put it up here, is I'm sure a lot of you folks know about Pepe. I just want to show you some insights on what happens when a meme coin gets its hype, right? So the last few weeks, everyone's talking about Pepe. Let me see if you guys can see the chart here. So I'm going to focus on the daily chart here and kind of make this thing a bit bigger because I want everyone to kind of see this because this is really, really important to see. So when Pepe launched, right, we did a 5x, right? We did a 4x. And then since launch, right, what's happened is because of the money that sort of came in, we saw maybe a 1.5x that went up. But since you can say May the 6th, so this is the second week of Pepe, what we've seen is people have actually lost a lot of money, right? So if anyone bought Pepe at this price range here, you're currently down about 65 to 70% on your assets. So that's why for me, meme coins are a no-no for me because for me, it's security. I want longevity. I want utility. This is what happens with meme coins. A bunch of them, you get wrecked. When Bitcoin goes down, you can say like 10, 15%, that means DeFi goes down 60, 70%. That means Pepe and your meme coins go down almost 200%. Some people that bought up here in the hype or thought this was a dip have been wrecked by 70%. So that's why it's important for us to keep the education going. So at ARK, we educate you about all sorts of things. We educate you about anything that I find as a utility form. I'm always going to put it into the DeFi links, and we always keep an eye out on airdrops. Airdrops are a good thing, are a healthy thing in DeFi. It's a way where us as a community we go through test nets and we get airdrops for that. So this last month or so, we've had a successful run of like 2 airdrops of Sui Network and ZK Sync. And currently, if you see the conversations here, we're talking about Polygon EVM and how to interact with it. And I think was it Donatello sort of highlighted that Polygon might be looking to do an airdrop. So that's something that we'll post links on. And I think King of FOMO, the great King of FOMO who did the ARK video, we'll also be talking about Polygon ZK EVM. So this is the kind of stuff that you work on in the short term. And in the long run, you start to get airdrops for it and you find consistency in prices. And that's the kind of utility that most investors should be looking into and not these things like Pepe's. Like, as I said, the last week, if you bought some Pepe, you're down 70% right now of your initial investment, almost wrecked. So be careful, guys. Be careful for these things and always keep an eye on utility. And nothing better than the ARK for that.
Hey, Z.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you for this excellent overview and also touching on that prelude I mentioned of Twitter. I was wondering to ask you what your thoughts on Pulse Chain was as a viable chain, and also if it would help if you mind sharing if you also were in the earlier sacrifice or are you invested in it, and do you think if ARK has a role on that chain in the future?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, everyone, I think 2 years ago, the sacrifice took place with Pulse Chain, and we also covered it in the airdrop section, I believe 3 weeks ago. We talked about Pulse Chain and to see if there's any airdrop opportunities there. And that's something that I think we're going to cover more this week, where we'll talk more about Pulse Chain. But yeah, a bunch of people 2 years ago did sacrifice a bunch of their tokens and earned a little bit of an airdrop there. So I think I participated, so I received some tokens on the Pulse Chain side. Would ARK go on to Pulse Chain? I think right now we are focused on layer 2, and I think most of it's going to be Polygon. But in the future, does ARK want to be multi-chain? Of course we do. Of course, anything that brings in liquidity is something that will interest us, and that's why we launched on BNB chain. So I hope that kind of gives you insight.
Yeah, and I know it just launched, but the volume is more than all DEXs combined. So it's kind of interesting that there's going to be a lot of commotion with the bridge opening in the next few days. So yeah, I'm just wondering what your thoughts on earlier. Well, we'll see, right? We can revisit this, but you're set on Poly, and that's going to stand, right?
Yeah. Polygon is the place to be, and especially with ZK EVM. I'm pretty impressed with the stuff that's happening on Polygon. So I think the team coincide my beliefs, and Polygon should be the place we go and really see some real adoption. But your question about Pulse Chain and stuff, I do one day see ARK as a multi-chain for sure. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Professor.
Thank you, guys. Cool. That should conclude my thing. I don't want to go over my time. So I think I have more stuff to talk about, but I'll cover that tomorrow, guys. But I hope I gave you guys some insights into things. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Z, for another fantastic DeFi session, sir. And I'm going to actually share my screen. I want to show the front end glitched. Let me pull up the right thing we want to show here for our Spark. Give me a quick moment, folks. There we are. Thank you, Mr. Z. Let's go and share this one. Yeah, it was a glitch on the front end, but if we look here, everything is on the D app showing exactly correctly. So let's go and bring that one up. There we are. Perfect. So our winner for the Spark, their wallet ends in 043F. They've won 627.76 ARK, their first time winner. And then we have our winner for the MVP for the leaderboard. Their wallet ends in 7679. They had 1,620.51 USD of referrals. That was 4 referrals. Congratulations to you. Keeping it growing. All right, folks. We want to thank everyone that's come out today to the podcast, a special one, Mother's Day. The Crypto Badgers here sharing their journey, all the alpha for the week, talking about the air cards. And look, it's going to be a quite fantastic week as we're going to roll that out. We're going on our AMA tour. Also, our on-ramp is coming in. A lot of interest from other project owners as they want to integrate our APIs and our widgets into their projects, their D app, so that they can also start earning commissions from all these great products that we have available now. Thank you all for being here. Also, the folks that are listening to the podcast at another time, thank you for your participation through listening. We hope you found it educational as well as entertaining. And look, we're very, very excited for this week. Looking forward to the 200th consecutive podcast. That's May 19th, 1,500 BUSD up for grabs. Make sure you put I Love ARK in your name. Take a screenshot, send it over to the Mistletoad, and you'll be logged in for that big giveaway, May 19th, the 200th podcast. We're going to stick around, do some Q&A after we finish here. I want to thank everyone. We wish you a wonderful rest of your Mother's Day. Take care of each other. Take care of your mothers, and we'll see you tomorrow.